Back when I started playing Minecraft, this is what the game looked like. Tiny render distance, no Optifine, 30 frames per second. If I was lucky, more often than not, a cinematic 24. Yeah, I can't believe I played the game like this. This right here is my first Minecraft world. Back in the day, boats were actually pretty fragile. Like, they break on just about anything, so if I recall correctly, this soul sand either prevented boats from breaking or reduced the likelihood of them breaking. I first started playing Minecraft like shortly after version 1.3.2 came out, so that put me starting to play the game sometime after August 16th, 2012. And this right here is my first house. Do not open. Duke 15's personal items. Yeah. I don't really have anything in the chests here because I later ended up relocating to another place in this world. But got another room up here. Very basic. My first house right here. And I never did anything with this top room. Man, I wonder what I was going to use this for. Maybe an enchanting setup? I don't know. Takes you back. My first experience with playing Minecraft was with the demo version of the game, in which you are locked to a single world, in which you can play for 100 minutes or 5 in-game days. After which you are given the option to purchase the game, or reset your world and play the demo again. The world seed in the demo version of Minecraft is preset, and to this day, Minecraft Java Edition still uses the same world seed for its demo that it used all those years ago. Of course, world generation has changed since then. I ended up playing the demo about a half dozen times before finally buying the game. Right here we have an old mob farm. Oh boy, got the redstone exposed here. I remember this being problematic with the water. Okay, so how do I even control this? Okay, so I got a button here that goes somewhere, then I got another button here. I'm guessing one of these buttons is probably to flush the platforms, and I probably have like another switch to keep things... Yeah. Okay, so if I flick that, alright, it gets rid of the water, and then if I open this, alright, so I get access to any of the mobs that come down here. Then in here, yeah, I got a lava blade, so I can automatically kill them with the water if I so desire. And let's see, if I recall correctly, going down here, yeah, so if we automatically kill them, this is a collection point. And there are no hoppers here, because hoppers did not exist in the game back then. Crazy to think of. The design of the farm is basically Monkeyfarm's Mobs on Demand farm. Unfortunately, due to a change in monster spawning in the modern versions of the game, monsters can no longer spawn on top of pressure plates, making the spawning chamber of this monster farm effectively spawn-proof in the modern versions of the game. Also, this build uses no redstone torches. I have no clue why. Obviously they were in the game, but for some reason I just did not use redstone torches in this build. I mean, I guess I should go easy on my past self. This was my first ever mob farm. But no redstone torches. Like, the redstone of this thing just hurts my brain to look at it today. Now this house down here is my sister's house. You see, when I first started playing this game, I was completely hooked, and so I pestered my sister a whole bunch to get the game so that we could play it together. And in fact, who better to give you a tour of her house than my sister herself? SassyCat143. Hello. I see you've been playing with soul sand. What did I tell you about this being history and leaving it alone?
Okay, but my log is gone, so...
Okay. Alright. So, was this was this the first house or one of the first houses you built in the game?
This was the first house I think I built, because I don't believe I did much single player back in the day. So, yeah. I was really obsessed with log cabins, and I wanted to do this. And this is before carpet existed, so if you tear this up, it's just wool.
Yeah, awesome. I look at it and my brain immediately thinks, oh, that's carpet. But no, it's wool blocks. Carpet didn't exist back then.
Yeah, that's also why the floor is 2 blocks thick, which got this nice little room up here. I actually still kind of like this design. The rug is a weird choice of colors, but it's not bad as far as design goes. My favorite thing, though, is this chest. It was so important that I keep dirt in my room. Don't ask me why. But up here, we also had a little brewing station. Back when I used a cauldron. Why?
Yeah.
But got lots of potions. This nice little balcony area. It's a very nice little potion brewing place. I actually still kind of like this house, despite that it's pretty basic with the oak wood.
I mean, hey, at least it's not my house. My house is, like, absolutely hideous in comparison to this. Like, the interior to this actually has some nice looks to it, where mine is pretty basic.
I think that's because of the wool.
Yeah. This certainly does add a certain flair to it. And up here, I really do like the sort of balcony area kind of thing. All right.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts, though, is actually the greenhouse. I built this giant glass enclosure because I was terrified of mobs and I didn't want to get shot by a skeleton while trying to get carrots and potatoes, so...
Yeah.
Potato. Do you want a potato?
Nah,
potato.
Okay. All right. I mean, I got melons, but okay. And...
Oh.
I see you put some fishies here.
So do I. Yes, I got bored while waiting, so I put fish in there.
Yeah. Look at this, like with the pumpkins and melon sims, for all the game update versions, the sims don't connect now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I am running this world in 1.14.4, the most recent version of the game, currently. Not counting the snapshots.
Yeah.
Alright.
And got a nice little doorway here, just a door, nothing special. And of course got the animals, but it doesn't really... Why do I have no pigs? What happened to my pigs? Did you kill my pigs at some point?
Where
did my pigs go?
I don't think so.
Well, either, you know, the fence glitch when all animals get out of fences. You can see my chickens scattered everywhere, some are even in the middle of the frickin' ocean.
Yeah, figures.
And, of course, I've also got a cocoa bean tree because I used to just absolutely love making cookies in this game. That was, like, my main source of food. Although now I realize they're garbage. So, don't make them anymore.
Yeah, today, golden carrots are where it's at.
Yeah.
So what do you got over here? Oh.
I was trying to hit you with an egg and I got it. Oh, no!
Oh, they want in. There we go.
Funny, those guys want out.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hit you with eggs.
Oh, it doesn't count.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So what you got over here?
It's my little place for growing nether wart. I've always been into farming with Minecraft, so I have this nice little nether-themed nether wart, and I know the skylight is off-center. Shut up.
Okay.
There's now a chicken in there.
Alright. Well, I think at this point, I need to address the elephant in the room, or in other words, the obsidian box in the world. So how about we make our way over here? So, can you please explain this? I'm gonna blame you for this.
Take a look. Oh my god, I know!
Okay, yeah, we probably don't want to be in there.
Okay, look, your mob farm didn't work, so...
Yeah.
Battle arena. Death Mountain.
Yeah, so... At some point, I guess we need to fight a bunch of mobs, and... I guess I'm gonna blame you for this. I'm gonna say it was your idea to use creative mode to create an obsidian box as a place to fight a bunch of hostile mobs in order to get resources.
Well, we couldn't do it out of cobble. The creepers would blow it up.
Yeah.
It needed to be something totally dark that we could destroy in midday.
Yeah, if you could tell, and if I'm not a really big fan that this thing exists. I'm not really too much of a fan of really the whole creative survival hybrid kind of gameplay. To me, it just defeats the purpose of playing survival and such. But
I kind of like it because it cuts out lots of the grinding. It just makes the game fun. But I can definitely see why someone would say, I don't want to do that. I want
now,
to play pure
if I
survival."
recall, this and your cats were the only two themes that were done in creative in this world. I believe everything else was survival, even in terms of resources.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, just back when you had to tame ocelots, there wasn't a jungle near here, and I wanted cats, so I got cats.
Alright, well, thank you for joining me for this part of the video and giving me a tour of your original house. So, do you want to plug your stuff? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube under SassCount43, DeviantArt Official Sassy, Tumblr Semi Sketchy, and right now on my YouTube channel, I'm actually in the middle of a Let's Play of Sonic Adventure. I don't do Minecraft, but I do some webkins and some Sonic Adventures going on right now. So if you're interested in that, that's where you can find me. I have to fix this. It was uneven. I know I built this because it was uneven. Okay.
Okay, alright.
My life is complete. I'm done.
Alright. Alright, see ya. Thank you.
Pop.
The last build in the spawn of my world is this mini seaside castle. Originally intended to be my new place of residence, this build lies incomplete and abandoned, as I later moved to a new location to start a new base. Now this right here in the Nether is something that to this day I really miss. As you can see here, I have the beginnings of a sort of Nether hub, although it probably would have more so turned out as a Nether web if it had become more developed, as there wasn't really necessarily a hub. Now I do wonder, does this door work? Okay, it opens. And I think I just pressed the button again. Yeah. Oh wow, this thing works. That's kind of funny to think of. Actually, I am curious what the redstone looks on this. So, I got some redstone going under here. And this is the redstone for the other side's button. And it looks like it goes into like a T flip-flop mechanism. Oh, I remember these things, like... Oh my. Yeah, that was a pretty basic way of doing it. Then it would run the redstone up over here, on this side for these pistons, and on this side for these pistons. Wow. Alright, let's see what we got up here. So, doors to the outside. Not a fancy piston door, unfortunately. And you can see I got a rail line here. It's not connected in there. And if we go all the way to the top here, I believe... yeah, it just ends. Unfortunately, this side wasn't completed. But this rail line goes along on a little farther. So actually, if we go down here... yep, got some mine carts. So grab a minecart, get in, press the button and hold down the direction you want to go in. And yeah, back in the day this was like my plan for how I was going to get around between locations. I'd have this, you know, minecart transport system. And this thing I like. It is basically, well, it's a T-junction. And no matter which way you come from, it's all lined up properly. So if I want to make a left right here, then I would have the lever face towards me. But if I wanted to go straight, I'd have it face away from me. And vice versa. So if I wanted to make a right, end up coming from this way, I just make sure it's facing towards me. Or if I just want to go straight, have it face that way. And how you get going is you just hold forward, press the button, and you keep on going. Yeah, this is... game, are you gonna let me out? Okay. Mini rant 1.14 and chunk saving. 1.15's gonna fix it, but the chunk freezing is not that great in 1.14. But yeah, unfortunately this wasn't finished. But we can go down here and see where it takes us. Oh my. A cat was left here. I don't think this is mine, is it? Are you mine? No, this is my sister's. I can't make it stand up. Alright. Well, if we go through here, you can see that this is my stronghold. And I guess I never destroyed the silverfish spawner. So, got silverfish here. Gotta be careful with these guys. But anyways, let's take a jump into the end and see what's in there. This right here is quite unfortunate. It seems that the Enderman farm I was building here was in the pretty early building stages. I didn't even get the spawning platforms built. I was gonna build an Enderman farm back then that would have used like pressure plates and pistons to push the Enderman off. And yeah, I never got to build around to building that. Darn. But you know, given the incompleteness of this thing, this was probably one of the last projects I was working on in this world before I stopped playing it. Wow. Unfortunately, there's nothing left to see here, so I'll meet you guys back in the Nether. Okay, so to get to the new location that I selected to build my base in this world, we need to go out here, and if this rail line had been completed, probably would have taken me to my base. But anyways, we're going to want to go over here and go into this portal down here. Deco 15 space. Conveniently labeled. Heavily inspired by Monkeyfarm's Second World LP base, this was my first attempt at making a base within this game, and going beyond just a simple oak wood house. This over here is where I kept all my storage. And yeah, this was back before 1.5, so before we had hoppers and comparators in the game and everything. And auto sorting was even an option, so everything was just put in chests, manually sorted here into the walls. And funnily enough, these 2 hoppers in this chest is the only evidence I can find that I played this world any in 1.5. I'm pretty sure I stopped playing this world sometime shortly after 1.4.2 came out. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I started into my own server, yeah, sometime into the life of version 1.4. So, once I did that, I just completely dropped my single player world. But yeah, I guess just like look at this, just all this old gear. I was doing pretty decent in terms of resources back then. All this redstone, and I even got a single wither skeleton saw. I don't think I ever fought the wither in this world, unfortunately. Never got to. Ah, and I got quartz over here. So I did play this world decently in 1.5, I guess. Huh. I don't remember building anything in 1.5 though, so I must have just like mined the resources and did nothing with it. That's odd, because by the time 1.5 came out, I was definitely running my own server and putting all my playtime there, so yeah, this is an anomaly. I did not expect to find Nether quartz here. This was what my food situation was like back then. Didn't have a lot. Had some farming stuff. Did have some potions. Yeah, so I got night vision potions here. That's that was added in 1.4. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure the last time I really seriously played this world was 1.4. Potion ingredients, some water here, brewing sands, and that's about it. The whole idea of this base was that I was going to have basically everything around this sort of ring that I needed. So there was my storage, and I don't know what I would have built over here, but I do know I have something over here. Alright, so we're gonna have to go through a little bit of a swim here. Yeah, 1/14 water physics have screwed this up, unfortunately. But, yeah, if I recall correctly, down here... Aha, so I was building something down here. Had a fireplace. I have a bed there. I'm guessing that bed was either probably temporary, or this may have been originally intended to be my sort of room. And such. And here... got an enchanting setup. Oh, and I almost overlooked it. I do have the dragon egg here, in a nice sort of glass cage. Yeah. Only one of these exists in this world. I never did duplicate the dragon egg or do anything with it. This was during a time where I wasn't necessarily a super technical player in the game. It was still very early days. Then over here I got an ender chest. Basically just for symmetry. Since, you know, as far as I knew, you couldn't have 2 dragon eggs, so that was my way of having some sort of symmetry with the base. The centerpiece to my base is another mobs on demand mob farm. As opposed to my first attempt at building one of these, which only had a single layer, this one has 5. Out of curiosity of how well the farm actually works, I decided to update it by replacing all the pressure plates with signs. Luckily this one I learned how to use redstone torches, so I have that. Now let's see. It's currently spawning platforms are turned off, so I guess I'd flick it on and basically just manually flick this on and off in order to flood and unflood the platforms. Oh, there we go. Got a skeleton, and then in order to get the drops, I'd step on the pressure pad and it'd go ahead and push them towards me there. Yeah, unfortunately we don't seem to be getting any sort of spawns. I guess I just didn't get to a point where I had the caves lit up enough. But yeah, anyways, if I wasn't using the mob farm, I believe I would flick this switch. Yep. and that would just drop the mobs directly into lava where they die, and of course their drops would be lost, but you know, it was just a way of getting rid of them whenever I didn't want to actually farm them. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought this thing worked a little bit better. Nearby my base is a house my sister was building. Unfortunately, it was never completed, and all you'll find inside is a bunch of cats. A little farther away from my base and my sister's house is a crazy mine shaft that had 4 cave spider spawners all within range of each other. My sister and I died many a times trying to conquer this place until we just realized we could change the difficulty to peaceful. Unfortunately, we ended up destroying all the spawners, but this is where you could find them if you were to generate a new world in 1.3.2 today. Ultimately, I only ended up playing this world for about 3 to 6 months before I completely transitioned to survival multiplayer. However, that is a story for another time. And speaking of time, you made it all the way to the end of the video. So maybe consider subscribing, checking out some of my other stuff, or my sister's Sonic Adventure Let's Play. So until next time everyone, whenever that may be, I'll see you all later. Bye.